Hi, this is an action tracker. It's a tool that can be used for recording actions that you would probably want them to address at a later date. So normally what happens is we use a book or some notepad to write all the things that we have in mind. So design issues, or if you have a long project, we tend to forget later on in the date. So this is a very useful tool whether you're a client or a project manager or an architect or a designer or a site engineer. You can note down all the issues, you can assign a relevant date, and you can revisit whenever you want, and you can see what the status is. It's a very simple format, and more a linear one. So why we made this in a Google Drive is because Google Drive can work all across the platforms, and it can work on mobility tools like iPad or phones. You don't need a software download, and it will work across whether you are using a phone or an Android or a Mac. It doesn't matter. So Google Drive is that you can actually collaborate by inviting sharing over here. Uh, Normally when we make sheets like that on Excel, we try and mail them, and therefore it generates too many copies, and we never know which one is latest. Here you can just share, everybody's on the same page. You can change rights. If you don't want anybody to view change the things, you can just give him a viewing only rights. So these are all the inherent features of Google Drive that you can leverage in this kind of a management system. So let's go ahead and start using it. When you click the link on our website, it will open up as a window which is of a non-editable version. First of all, we need to make a copy in your own drive. So you can name whatever you like. You can say the folder of the project, and you can say, save that as an OK. The second thing is how to feed the data. So let's take an example of an interior design. Let's say you're working on an office, and from the clients, if you're a client, you want to make sure that things are done in a certain way. You have a lot of notes, but you want to check them in a right way. Typically in an office, one has a lot of problems regarding electrical points. So let's start with that. So let's say you want to make sure that each table has 2 UPS points, and then you want to make sure that the pantry has 5 high power points. Meeting rooms should have laptop points. uh, let's say door frames to be soundproof, or AC controller in individual to each room. So like that. So for example, each points, you have electrical, pantry have points still electrical, this is still electrical, door frames is more of a civil interior, AC controller is HVAC, and you want to make sure that the PMC is implementing in the right way. So people responsible will be PMC. And you assign some priority. So let's say this is a high priority as far as that status is concerned. Of course, one can change that at any moment in the project. So let's say this is medium, this is low, this is high, right? So, and then we assign some dates. So today is 2nd of February. So another beautiful part is that today's date will always be updated to the current. So let's say today is 2nd of May. We want to check this part on 10th of May. Yeah, so we can enter the date. Yeah, or we can use a simple calendar tool to change the dates. That's also very much possible. So let's say, for the sake of this conversation, we add this, and we change the date, if you like, to let's say 15th May, right? So now what you can do is you can sort your sheet using priorities. You can sort by just seeing the high priorities. You can see the electrical parts. If you're having a discussion with the electrical team, you can filter the blanks and the BMCs. So there's a lot of sorting out within the sheet itself that allows you to filter the information depending on what meeting or where you have. You can have a comment section to add some uh, for the notes, date of completion, status, is it solved, is it dependent on something, etc., etc. So all your systems, all your nodes are there on one sheet. Another beautiful point over here is that uh, the date is actually calculated by the today's what current date is, and if the task is assigned which has to be solved much before the date is, it will automatically flag red. So now here you are, you can just filter that using the dates, and you can see which tasks are already overdue, and you can address them with the right team because you already have this information here. So when this sheet becomes very long, that's where it really starts to make sense, because you are putting every single point and it just filters so quickly that the information is extracted really fast. And because it's just delegatable, you can change using a executive assistant, or you can change using a site manager or a site engineer. You can update these tasks, and therefore this shit is always in the most current state. So for example, if this is solved, you can actually eliminate all the tasks that are solved. So you can just remove the solved parts, and it will just go away. I don't know why it's not going away right now. So okay. So I forgot to press OK. So there you go. So all the solved parts are gone away. It's only the unsolved that are remaining on the screen. So that way, a lot of filters can be applied, and it can be used on this one. So hope you like the tool and make most use out of it. Thank you.